tutorial series. In the last video we were talking about control structures and loops within JavaScript. I think we should start, I think we got as far as if statements last time, but I think this time we should start talking about looping through arrays. So if we start with a counter, and we set the counter variable equal to 0, remember we use the keyword var to create a variable, and if we create another variable, this time the actual array itself, and we call the array numbers, and we make numbers an array, and we say that the numbers that we want are 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and we say that we want to create a function. So let's create a function which is going to print out each element of the array. So if we put an item here for the stand for the array element that's being passed in, and we'll call this function print array. So we use the keyword function, the name of the function which is going to print array, and in the parentheses we put in the variable name of what's going to be passed, which is a number. So inside of here we say document dot write, and what we want to write is we first of all want to put the counter to count the number of array element that it's on. We then want to put a space, and we then want to put the item that's being passed, and we then want to print out a new line, and we want to increment the value of counter by 1. So counter plus plus is appropriate there. And in terms of how do we call this function, well, we use this special method which is predefined in JavaScript, which is for each. For each isn't a method in other languages such as PHP and Java. It's mainly a loop. You see for each in the form of a loop, but in JavaScript it's quite unique in the fact it has for each as a method. So we'll put var, and then we'll put call, because it's going to be a function call, and we'll say that it's going to be numbers dot for each. I should say that for each is not just a method in JavaScript, it's a method of the array object. So we've got an array here, numbers, and we're going to add the for each method to it. So for each, and then inside the parentheses of the for each method, which belongs to the array object, we put in the function that we're going to call, and the function that we're going to call is print array. And that should be that. So let's just see if that works. So let's save it and let's close it down and let's load. And it's done exactly what we thought it would do. It's, if you see, array starts counting at 1. So down the left hand column, just sort of zoom in on that so you can see it. See if we can, yeah, that's a little bit better. So arrays start counting at 0, so the first value in the array is item 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 5 elements in the array in total. If we flick back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, 5 elements in the array. Item 0 should be 2, item 1 should be 4, item 2 should be 6, item 3 should be 8, and item 4 should be 10. And that's exactly what we see here. So it's working great. Now let's talk about another way to loop through an array. Another way we can loop through this array is using a for loop. So if I delete that, and let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here, make it a little bit clearer. So if I say for, let's double check the time first. Oh, we've still got plenty of time. So if I create a for loop, and I say for var I equal to 0 until I is less than numbers dot length. I'm going to do I plus plus, so it iterates one at a time. Great. And then what I write out here is I say var array item equal to numbers I, and then I say document dot write, and what I want to print out first of all is the counter variable, which starts at 0, because remember arrays start counting at 0, and then so we put in counter first of all, and then we add in a space, and then we add in the array item. A specific number of i's on, and then we do counter plus plus, and actually look through the array. So let's save that. Let's go back. It should be this. Oh, aha! We're getting undefined values. I'm unsure what's happened there actually. Let's try something. Avoid that. I see what I've done. Let's just try keeping that as numbers. Actually, see if that works. Yeah, that works this time. So let's quickly space that out. One thing I forgot to add was the break. So here, this is just an HTML line break I'm printing out there. Yeah, so the 0, the first element of the array starts counting at 0, has 5 elements, remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 to 4, and those values are 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. If we go back to our code, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, so it's looping through the array. So that's two ways you can loop through an array in JavaScript. You can use the for loop, or you can use what we previously discussed, which was the for each method, which belonged to the array object. Okay, thank you very much for watching.